Hey, fellow film fans, England Teen here with the real Dr. VENKMAN. We're going to be talking about The Matrix. I want to talk about the politics that were behind it. We're going to be talking about the movie itself. We're going to be talking about a lot of the reactions, the black pills, the whole 9 yards that are going after this movie for what I think are the wrong reasons. But we'll get into that. Thank you very much for hanging out with me, VENKMAN. I know I'm kind of the guest on this one. You're more on extreme movie shows than I am these days. But after I saw so much bull crap on this movie. The first thing I saw after I saw it anyway, I woke up because I watched it as soon as it hit last night at 3 o'clock. And I wake up, I get on tour onto Twitter, and it's like, oh, this is the most woke crap I've ever seen, and this is the worst movie I've ever seen. I'm like, first of all, if this is the worst film you've ever seen, congratulations on seeing 2 movies. And I'm assuming the other one was Spider-Man. Look, this isn't the greatest movie in the world, but if this is the freaking worst film you've ever seen, you're not making out to enough movies to really make a judgment on that. There are far, far, far worse. There's far worse that ended up on a streaming service at the same time it was in the screens. Black Widow. I know it's amazing. And look, I understand on Twitter, it's hyperbole here. I heard hyperbole there, but come on, let's have an honest discussion about this movie. Let's actually talk about what's going on. First thing, thank you for guys in the chat. I see Maranya and Trusty Sidekick are here. First thing I do want to share out, and we'll talk about the fact that, while this is not the woke film that the black pills are telling you it is, it was, by the way, created with that in mind. Matrix Resurrection co-writer Alexander Hammond and David Mitchell on reclaiming the red pill. So this is an article that goes that interviews them and everything, and they're talking about how they didn't like the fact that the blue pill, the red pill being the one that opens your mind and it lets you into the truth, was taken by the right wing and Republicans and conservatives like myself.
Didn't like Trump used it. That's a big deal. And
so at the end, they even called people like Ben Shapiro a Nazi. Ben Shapiro's Jewish, you dumbass. Come on, wake up. Well, if you're gonna insult somebody, find the right freaking insult. Seriously, you're weak freaking karate here. So this is the first movie that Lana Wachowski ever directed without what's now referred to, or who is now referred to as Lily Wachowski. But they did work. Alexander Hammond worked with them on Cloud Atlas and the Netflix series Sense8. I never saw that. And here's one of the problems I found with the movie. Right here it says it was to answer the question, what is the Matrix? Well, that was the question that was answered in the first film.
Yep.
We don't need that answered. And that's one of the problems of this movie, is that it goes over some old ground. I mean, I'm not just talking about the flashbacks and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about some of the themes we've been here before.
I wanted to say, though, if you watch the Ash vs. the Evil Dead TV series, how they brought in, they caught you up to speed. They kind of do that here with you see projections of the older movie films as they're showing Neo reminding him of his past. You're kind of seeing that too. So it's not the first time I've seen this for, but it was kind of like, wow, that's the only place I can think of where they actually give you a nod and they actually show you like clips from the old film so the new audience can connect the original to the new.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
So they go on to basically, this is their history. We like this, we did this, and blah, we're working together. And it goes, I'm trying to find the relevant parts. Maybe I'll just draw. Okay, you know what? Screw it. Resurrections is much more specific in its aims. It certainly has a very personal film, given that it's about the creator of the Matrix trilogy and the pressures and the expectation, or the creation. No, it says creator. And the expectations that come with that. But you could see other specific current events showing up in the movie, including Cambridge Analytica, precursors to the metaverse, social media, radicalization. And yes, that's all in there. And I'm sure that some people see the fact that it's there as some sort of wokeness. And I'm here to tell you that, and I'm going to shut this down, because basically this entire article is about how they wanted to write this to reclaim it from those who took the red pill. Red pill means truth. You are, when you find out the truth, you stop listening to the government. Therefore, you're more conservative. You believe in individual freedom, blah, 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 yada, yada. And that's where they stand. So yes, indeed, this movie started off being from a place of wokeness, but I'm here to tell you, I am here to preach tonight that they missed the ball on that.
I noticed that.
Freaking ball. This may be made out of wokeness, but it is a very conservative.
I do notice that a lot of sites are talking about when they say like, "Oh, this is horrible. This is so," all the black pill sites, because the red pill, the blue pill, and that's like a 10-second scene, and it does. And then if you go right past it, to me,
the thing is, but that didn't even land the way the woke want it, or the way the black pills want it.
And it's funny because the people who don't watch this movie are judging it based off of what somebody said about something that didn't happen.
Yeah. Well, that's part of the problem. I think in this case, and I think in a lot of cases, the black pills are in very many ways the same as the social justice warrior. In this case, they're like a bunch of linebackers, and they're about to blitz the runner, but they lose track of which one he is. So they're rushing in only to find there's nothing there. And that's what the Matrix is. There's a scene, another one, where they're saying, okay, well, this is a woke sound. Hold on. Let me find it here. But there's so many things like that. This is very much a movie that believes in individual freedom, that actually tells you exactly what the government is doing now.
Yeah, sheeple.
And the bad guy is telling you, yes, we're doing this because we realized we could control you if we use those same tactics that they're doing.
Yeah, everybody wants to yearn for something, so we're going to keep that just as fingers reach to keep you going.
It's
Neil Patrick Harris was great in this.
Oh, I really dug him in this.
He even calls people the sheeple. Sheeple. They want to be controlled. They want to be. They're happy where they are. They're not never going to. They don't want to choose free will because that's depressing. Real life's depressing. They're happy where they are.
I was bringing that up. I was hoping to go in somewhat of an order.
Yeah, but
I don't see that happening because we're all over the place already.
But that's kind of what the original movie was, kind of like that too, a little bit. In a sense, there are some people who are. I'm sure they're probably, and it's something that has been tried over before in other countless other like animes, Japanese animes, or anything that has to do with freedom and control and just brainwashing. Some people are happy, but that's also the lie though. We're forced to accept. Well, what if they're happy? What if they don't want to live in the real world? They want to be where they are because the real world's too hard. Well, if you baby people, it's gonna be too hard for them. But if you prop them up, help them out. The world is not a bad place.
Yeah, this scene right here is the one you're talking about when he meets up with, it's now the analyst played by Neil Patrick Harris. And I think he does a great job.
Extraordinary opportunity.
I love his arrogance in this. I think it's I don't know why I stopped it on that one, but
I know why.
Yeah, hey,
oh my,
you're looking good. You're looking good for damn near 60, and he does. By the way, it's he's not a bad looking guy at 60. Yeah. Sorry, gang. Let me move.
But this is a really dark movie though, which I really appreciate. They kept the tone with that. And in the sense of like what they've gone through.
Yeah. One thing I think is, okay, so one thing they explained that I don't like that's happening in comic books is he goes, you gave me the idea. Bullet time. And had they not come up with, okay, I guess we got to start at the beginning before we go. The plot of the movie, and we will be spoiling, by the way. The plot of the movie in this case is Keanu Reeves, still playing Neo. He is now a game maker. And he made a game about the Matrix. He put himself into it. And you have Carrie-Ann Moss, Trinity is in it, the whole 9 yards. And so the last 3 movies that we watched in this world is a game. And I thought, okay, I like this. One thing I don't like is in modern comic book writing, you're seeing a lot of people, a lot of characters reference things they should never know. It's like if you watch Spider-Man, at the very end of the Spider-Man movie, in the cookie credits, the credit cookies, there is, and by the way, I'm going to spoil this credit cookie. Only the credit cookie.
If you came here for non-spoilers, please leave now. Come back later.
There is a scene where Eddie Brock appears, and he's in Cabo, and he's talking to a bartender, and the bartender goes, "Oh, and Thanos," and he's here with the stones, and Eddie's like, "Okay." And this guy knew far more about Thanos than anybody who wasn't in Wakanda should have known. And it's because the writers saw the movies, and that's the way a lot of things are. In the Matrix, not do that. In the Matrix, they explained that there is a game. Bullet time was brought up. Now, the fact that it was called Bullet Time, that's because of
us.
That's the people outside of it called. But somebody was going to call it that anyway. So I didn't mind that. But he says, yes, of course, you gave me the idea. It's Bullet Time, and that's how he could control Keanu Reeves in this, because he's moving faster than him.
Keanu still has his power. It's just that this guy can control it. Well, I want to say guy. He's a bot.
Yeah. He's a new program. Yeah.
Yes. The original one was after the Matrix was done. They pretty much put Neo back into the Matrix. I don't want to spoil too much, but I'll just say it's a whole new Matrix. But he understands humans, so they allowed him to be in control, where the other one was excommunicated, kicked out.
Yeah, they like the fact that the analyst understands the human mind, and he can manipulate the human mind. And there's, in this scene right here that I've got highlighted, he goes through this entire conversation with him that's about how we discovered that in order to control you, we needed to use emotion, not facts.
Yep.
And he never says the words, facts don't care about your feelings, by the way. Never says that.
No.
But he starts talking about the fact that a lot of humans, and the easy ones to be controlled, don't think about the facts. They only think about the feelings. And this is one of those things I'm hearing, oh, it's so woke. This movie's so woke. Oh, my gosh. That's happening, gang. First of all, that's happening. Mm-hmm. I understand that that the Wachowski brother or sister, whatever, wants you to believe that makes what he's saying wrong because the bad guy's saying it. Sorry, no. Mm-hmm. The bad guy's right. People who are afraid are easily manipulated, and we are seeing it right now. Not going to get this channel in trouble by mentioning how. We all know how. The fact that a new guest has arrived, but the new guest is sitting in the corner, maybe saying hello to everybody in the room, but then goes, sits in the corner and watches as everybody lives their life and has fun. This new guest is not causing any trouble, except for the people who are already ferried. And that's one thing that I thought that the Matrix really touches on. As far as the wokeness, I don't see it. I didn't see it all.
There's what people are stretching to say it is, but it really isn't, because the next scene rules it out. Yeah.
Explain. Once again, you guys are going to be experiencing some.
The big thing too, if you're already, because we've already gone to spoilers, this is gonna be a big spoiler for the ending. Basically, we learned throughout the movie that Neo can't fly, and he has problems. And
actually, when he tried to fly, he actually does.
He got a little bit off the ground, but then he dropped down.
But he doesn't believe yet. He's kind of back to the beginning. He's been drugged.
Square one.
He's been drugged. As a matter of fact, in the beginning, you see him taking blue pills.
Yes.
The analyst, played by Neil Patrick Harris, is being a psychiatrist, he's always giving him blue pills. Now, I don't see how Lana Wachowski was trying to take back the red pill thing. In order to stay fuzzy and follow the government and follow everything we want you to believe, you got to take the blue pill. Sorry, it ain't working. The red pill still belongs to the people who are searching for truth. So
that's okay. So we established that he cannot, he can't fly. So, okay. So when they go to rescue Trinity, they're running, they go to jump off a building and he falls all of a sudden they're floating in midair, and
they jump together. So.
They jump together, because they're holding hands. Because what is revealed is that like he says, the analyst says, those two together.
Wait. Pause. What are we talking about?
The Matrix.
The Matrix. We're spoiling
Why are you in
the
here?
fudge out of it.
What channel is this for? Because you
Extreme
sent this to the
Movie Show.
Extreme Movie Show.
You send this to the comic book channel.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're talking about.
Yeah.
Matrix.
Sorry, I did. I send it to all the same things. You're right. Join in if you want, but we are spoiling the Matrix.
I'm watching it tonight, so
have a good day, Evil Black Cat. See you later, man.
Yep.
All right.
So yeah, so basically when he jumps across, they're floating there, and it's revealed that basically that she can fly. She's holding him up. And this is where people stop, and they just figure like, oh, they just cherry picking. They're saying, oh, Neo can't fly, but she can. Wait, they made her the one. This is the thing they don't realize that because people don't watch the movies. They see these things. They hear about the Red Bull comments. They hear it, and then they hear about this. It's real at the end that Neo can fly. It just took him a little bit because he said he was drugged. So at the end, they're both able to fly. And what it was revealed is that the one, it was not. They thought it was one. The one is actually them together as one, as a couple.
Yeah, they actually. That's something that's new. Okay, so spoiling a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because basically, what this review is I am challenging the black pills. I'm. It's like, come on, guys, get your head out of your ass. Seriously. It's exactly what I talked about. You're rushing in and you're not even seeing what you're looking at. It's like that one. What was it? Star Wars girl. I went to Galaxy's Edge, and she. Oh my gosh! Look how bad this is. You're still in the freaking entrance. Come on, step in, say what you need to. But you're right now. You're in the entrance. You walked in. You walked in doing that. Oh my gosh! Look how it is. And I feel that's the way this goes.
I'm just saying.
Is Matrix awesome? Is Matrix the best movie ever? No. You're not going to get that from me. I think me and VENKMAN are a little bit different in this.
I'll just say this. If you're going to complain going into something, I want someone to be say like, sorry, we heard you complaining about it. You're not, you can't see this. Go leave it alone.
Yeah.
Let people who want to enjoy the movie, enjoy it. If you're just coming here to complain because you already hate it, then don't watch it.
Refund your money. In fact, in each Matrix movie, Neo was set on back to square one.
Yeah.
Except for, no, I don't think that happened in... I don't think that really happened in the second one. It's just if you remember,
it was two movies. It was two movies. It was actually one. They broke it in half.
But in the second movie, he goes and he's the one at this point. Agents come in and they start fighting him. He goes, oh, upgrades. So he wasn't started at square one. The AI got better, and that's actually good.
But this makes more sense because he was
started at square one again. Because
he was being manipulated. So he was. They said he's been fed all this doubt.
I got to tell you something. I'm going to say this. I know this movie's going to divide people because it literally takes them an hour to get to the Matrix.
It is kind of slow for being 2.5 hours movie.
I loved the first half. When it was the mind screwing, when it was basically them really trying to keep Neo down inside of this version of Thomas Anderson, I loved the first part, the slow part, the part without all the action.
Yeah.
But it was more of there was some action, but there was more of a mind screw. And I thought this is where we're going places. The mind games between Neil Patrick Harris and Keanu Reeves as the analyst and Neo. At this point, it's Thomas Anderson, and you never hear the analyst refer to him as Neo because he doesn't want Neo to believe he's the one. So he's always like Thomas. You're having an
episode. Touch your knees. It's real. Touch.
That was really good because as soon as he started seeing the Matrix, feel your fingertips. What are they touching? Because he wants to bring him out of the Matrix. He doesn't want him basically. He wants to keep them in the illusion rather than out into the Matrix itself.
Now let's talk about the Morpheus thing. That's another thing people are spreading lies about Morpheus, saying that he was a construct this whole entire time. What people don't realize, there's two Morpheus. There's one that Neo created a code, and there's one of the real being that aged while he was in the mix and died.
Yeah, I don't get. They made Morpheus. Morpheus is
that's why he looks different because
his character gang.
And that makes more sense because they didn't, instead of getting Lawrence Fishburne, they got someone else. It made more sense because I was wondering, why does he look different? Like, well, maybe they pulled him for a different part. No, then now you know he's someone different.
Entire character, the only character other than Neo and Trinity who come back from the original is the character Niobe, played by Jada Pinkett Smith.
We should call her Smith. She's kind of an open marriage.
I know, right? That's why I stopped at Pinkett. Smith.
Smith some days, not other days.
Smith on Wednesdays, but every other day it's the guy who trains her at the gym. It's just
no, she trains him. It's a new world.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's older, more experienced. What do you want? Those are the only characters to root for. And yeah, the character we find out, the character of Morpheus is actually he comes from a program that actually Thomas Anderson created to work through his own mental issues, and he is a combination of Agent Smith and Morpheus, and that's why, of course, he looks different. And it's explained why he's a program, and we've spoiled so much. Something has to be a surprise. So
I know, but I love Mr. Smith in here. I love the actor they got.
The Meridinian, whatever his name is, he shows up. Looks like he came from frickin' Jumanji.
I thought that was William Dafoe. I thought that was William Dafoe at first.
That's I forget what he's called. It's actually, I think it's a biblical name, and I just kind of lost it.
But like, yeah, it's like they have old, like, I guess you want to say, like, people who are basically lost the Matrix, don't have a home, so they're exiles in order to like get back in with the Matrix with the creator.
Well, the exiles in number 2, these are the characters from Matrix 2, the ones he had the fight on the banister with. They're supposed to be werewolves and vampires and all sorts of stuff like that that are no longer welcome into the world of the Matrix. That's why they're called exiles, and they make an appearance here. The new team, the new kids on the block here that is running around trying to free Neo and Trinity, the whole 9 yards, didn't care for him. That was one of my problems. There's nobody with any kind of charisma.
Actually, what's her name? I actually kind of liked her. What is her name? Jessa Henwick. Bugs. I liked her character. Now,
you like Bugs?
Yeah, I prefer it was because she was pretty much close to being what Trinity was. They were all inspired by Trinity. That's another thing too. Yeah. It's revealed that a lot of the new younger generation were inspired by Trinity. They wanted to be strong like her, because they wanted to keep fighting. Where Jada Pinkett Smith, his character was kind of like, we just want peace. We're done with this. Morpheus is wrong. I'm the new way. We're just gonna just focus building making strawberries, working with the machines, kumbaya. And they're like, dude, she's like, and I love how Bugs points out, you gave up on humanity. You are all about protecting your own hide and saying it's for peace. No, it's for your own peace.
Well, it depends on how you think about it. Do you protect that one cell that can survive this one area? Do you protect what was it called in the first?
Zion, wasn't it?
Zion in the first ones. Now it's like Eon or Iowa.
Zion? I don't know.
I was like, just go with Zion. You shouldn't have changed the name. But the thing is if you really do care, then work with the machines on how to clear that sky. That way you can actually maybe grow something in the earth.
Now, but I want to point out, though, a lot of people were speculating because, they see the Bugs has blue hair. That's only in the Matrix. When she's out of the Matrix, she has normal hair. Oh, now if she dyed her hair, and that's the thing too, because it's cyberpunk. People have their hair dyed all different colors usually. In these kind
I gotta tell you something though.
So if you're focusing just because she has blue hair, saying that she is woke because she has blue hair, you are an idiot.
the blue hair thing didn't bother me as much as that squiggly spider that was on the other girl's head.
Oh,
and I'm thinking, and I thought about this in the first Matrix. Why does whatever it is that makes you go into the Matrix, why do they think you need that much leather? You're trying to sneak around places. Ain't gonna help you.
Christina Ricci was in here too. Did you notice that?
Yeah, Christina Ricci. Yes.
Wow, she's still doing movies.
She's still, she's young. She's younger. She's your age, actually. I think.
So I haven't seen her since Casper.
Oh, bull crap! She was in Speed Racer, and she was in Black Snake Moan.
Okay, since then, what?
Oh, if you haven't seen Black Snake Moan, you need to see Black
Samuel L.
Snake
Jackson,
Moan.
right?
Yeah, let's say he's the reason you need to see it. Yeah.
I'm trying to think who that actress was. Elandra. She played Lexi. That's her name, was Lexi. Yeah. Even have Ellen Hallman, who also was in Wonder Woman, which was one of the Amazons. So they got some familiar. I mean, not really big name actors. You know, guy who plays Berg. He's the guy. I said, the Neoist, the one who he's a fanboy of Neo, so he knows everything about the whole legend. So that's how they were able to using him and then using Bug's team. You know, so I like that the younger generation discovers the original guy and kind of helps him out. You know,
Merovingian, I think is that. I'm trying to think of the Jumanji guy and
Merovingian. You know,
Merovingian. I forgot.
It's Merovingian. So
Merovingian.
Lambert Wilson is the actor's name. So
yeah, he's the French guy. He's the bad guy, or you think he's the bad guy in Catwoman before Sharon Stone. You guys understand? Y'all watch Catwoman thousands of times.
I'll pretend that I did.
Yeah,
you know?
I would rather pretend I did than actually watch.
No, and the leather thing is.
But it
worked. It worked because it worked in the original ones because it was different. It was but now it's like because I feel like CW is tainted it with everybody. Everybody has leather, everything.
Leather. They show up, their hair's all weird out.
Do you know how hard it is to move in leather?
The Matrix is playing jokes on you if you come from the outside. That's all I'm saying. Okay?
I can't run in my Riker jacket because my arms don't bend.
Now, here's the thing, and maybe this is the case. Do they actually create their avatar for like before they go in and say, "Oh no, I'm going to give myself a spider web on my head"?
Also, Tom Hardy made a cameo in here too as well.
Oh, did he though? I
don't know what. I'm looking at the cast. Apparently was listed as being in here. I don't know where. Handsome Chad. His name actually was Chad. That's hilarious.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought, wow, that's kind of on the nose. That's going to come back. Okay, so and I thought that when they said his name was Chad, I saw the scene where we realized that okay, she's put into this family. I actually said, oh, okay, so they gave her a family because a woman would be attached to the husband, the kids, so
the kids would anger her.
Therefore, much like making Neo depressed and his only real escape is making the game The Matrix and thinking of his memories as a game, tying her to a family would make her want to stay in the Matrix and live life and take care of her children. It would trigger the maternal instinct.
Yeah.
And this might actually be one of the woke situations where towards the end, we find her telling her family to go yourself. I'm going with Neo. Okay. The maternal instinct is not necessary for survival.
Well, the guy was being a dick. He was really, he would like over.
I love the line where Neil Patrick Harris goes, okay, got to do it this way. Kids used to work. Yeah. And he's brilliant in this freaking movie, by the way. I love Neil Patrick Harris in this movie. He's got great line readings. And one thing that I actually like about him, and this is all in every, if you watch How I Met Your Mother or whatever he's doing, he does stuff I like because normal people would do this. Now you could think because he's playing a program, maybe he shouldn't, but he listens.
Yep.
When other people are acting, he listens, and he's an active listener, meaning if somebody says something and they crack a joke, he kind of goes, or smile, or he'll laugh without interrupting the scene. He'll nod along, or but he shows that he's active listening. And before he says stuff, there's I know I do this, I know you do this, everybody I've ever talked to, there's ands, ums, buts, and little clicks we do before we speak, and Neil nailed that every time.
I just like that. I do love the fact that they make the joke like, you speak bald. That was the other guy.
That was the other guy. Yeah. There was a fanboy of Neo. Yeah, I like I said, I did like the Animatrix. Most of it.
Well, because that's how they recognize his code. Because people study that, you know. That's he said everything is when they were trying to find people through the Matrix stuff. Neo was in the Matrix. They didn't know where his pod was, but they needed to find him in the Matrix too to get him out. Because he has to be his choice. Otherwise, you can risk killing them. Yeah.
Overall, like I said, I think it was a great setup for very average. And here's one. Okay, I'm going to go on. One thing that I didn't like about this movie, and I mean, this is a huge thing. This movie's a B minus, maybe B for me. I enjoyed it. Would I recommend it? I don't know. Maybe, because it isn't bad and it is a good time. It isn't a Matrix movie, in my opinion, in the way it should have been. There are certain things you can have all the philosophy bull crap you want, obviously, and the second and the third one was so filled with it. It almost, if not for some people, it absolutely did derail the franchise. But in this case, all of the philosophy and crap is the first hour, is Neo's trying to figure out what's going on. Unfortunately, that's the interesting part, because the last half of the movie really is just, it's the action parts. You have some dialogue, but really it's bouncing from action set piece to action set piece to action set piece. The problem is there's no action set piece. Like I said, in the first Matrix, we had the ending building fight. Awesome. Everybody remembers that. In the second one, it's the fight on the stairwell or the highway. They had two impressive ones. In the third one, actually, I can't think of the third.
Third one was all the Andersons, wasn't it?
The Andersons at the end. You could say that, yes. But point being is there's been some awesome action. Here, it's a lot of it is he's using the Force. Go away. I'm pushing you away. I'm stopping the bullets. I'm doing this. It needed some good kung fu. And yeah, I know kung fu. Good. Show us. Show us that awesome kung fu. Show us, at the very least, give us a fight on par with the Subway between Agent Smith and Neo. That is what.
I guess, and I look at this like the first one has always been my favorite, and then the second one, I agree with. Second one was like, okay, it's just them having sex in the cave while the beat's going on.
That was ridiculous. That was a horrible scene.
The third one is just basically like they and like I only remember from the third one is just him crashing at the end. He's going against the actual machine. He gets out of there. She dies, and him holding it like, you know, he's out of the Matrix, but he still has the powers. That's all I remember the third one. This is pretty much like kind of like a reset. He's in the new jail with a new guard for his prison warden. He escapes from it. They have a happy ending. It's a tight little bow on it, you know. It could have been, yeah, they could have done more, but I was happy for what it was, you know. Yeah, I just think it should have been shorter. I don't think we needed 2.5 hours.
I think you and I think we did like this. I think you liked it a little bit more than I did. I would have rather have had.
It could have been a whole lot worse. I'm happy.
Oh yes, it could have. I would have rather had more of them, more of the mind games with some awesome kung fu scenes as the action, than them driving around the city. That turned me off.
I still know kung fu.
That whole bit turned me off. I still know kung fu. Good, show us. Show us. Agent Smith shows up and Neo gets batted around. We see a few scenes where he becomes Neo a little bit.
Yeah.
But what we needed the guy who's the
only thing that links these movies really together is the fact that, you know, it's Neo and it's Trinity again, and then you have the original crew. Well, not the original crew, but Jada Pinkett Smith. You know, they really don't show much of Zion really either, which I was happy with, because I'm like, I got so much Zion for the second one and the third one. They do explain, like they talk about what happened because Neo didn't know what happened at the end of the third one. He had no idea.
That's another thing I didn't like. Okay, yes, you do. Okay, I'm telling you, the first half is so much better than the second half. So they go to New Zion, Iowa, or whatever it was called, and they meet Niobe. And Niobe, literally, this is what happens. Exposition. Exposition, 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 exposition. You're arrested. Exposition, exposition. Walk with me down this hall. Exposition, exposition, exposition. Here's your room. Exposition, exposition. Have a good day. Neo walks from the open door to his balcony. Morpheus shows up. Exposition, exposition. Let's go. The whole freaking Ion was a walk down a hallway while she told show, don't tell. That entire scene, I was like, wow. In a 2 hour and 28-minute movie, that was a lot of wasted time.
Yeah, they didn't need to see
a lot of wasted time there. It was them walking down.
It's a trope that's been beat to death, though. Like, you know, it's like, you can't do this. Well, we're going to do it anyway. Well, at the end, they were right. So anybody else want to help them? It's every movie that's come out in the past 30, 40 years, probably.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I did like we need volunteer and everybody just step forward. I did.
I love how Bugs it's like I need 2 volunteers. So he stepped forward. He's like, you're gonna can't volunteer. It's like why not? I was gonna order you to like, well,
now you don't have to. So yeah, look, don't buy into the whole it's woke nonsense. They're gonna. I'm convinced they're going into damn near everything with the idea of it sucks. 2, they're going to see it where they want to. It's a very Pollyanna attitude. And I would love to bring that back. First of all, because it's a good book, it's a decent movie. And Pollyanna attitude is that if you're looking for bad things, you're going to see bad things. If you're looking for good things, you're going to see good things. If you're looking for woke crap, you're going to find woke crap in places you don't. Trust me. I've done this before. I got myself out of it. And now I see woke crap for where it is, but I don't see it where it isn't. And in this one, you could say that, as a matter of fact, even the Wachowski, Lana Wachowski, who made this movie, said that they were doing it for spiteful and hateful reasons.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, dude, miss whatever you want to be called these days. Look, you missed the boat.
The thing really.
Let me finish this up. The fact is that everything that even the villain said, you're trying to mirror it between now and real life. Everything the villain said was right, because people are right now being controlled through their emotions and not their intelligence. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. You wanted to shoot down conservatism and the whole appropriation of the red pill. Sorry, you didn't. Even in your own movie, if you want to remain blind, if you want to remain in this little cushy thing that the government wants you to be in, you take the blue pill. You failed. Okay, I'll leave the last word to you, and then we'll call it.
The thing I wanted from this movie would be like them freeing more people. I wanted because you look how depressing it is on the surface. I want more of that, more people getting freed. I want them actually rebuilding the earth, because right now the machines run everything. It's still a dystopian future where basically we're still hiding in a cave.
Like it had it shown that there was more of more progress as the humans retake the earth.
Instead, we just hid in the ground for the next 60 years. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Like I said, I wanted more, and I would have been more happy with actually a television show without Neo. I don't need Neo or Trinity to do that. A next generation where they actually are freeing more people. You're seeing less and less pods up above, and you're seeing more blue sky coming through a little bit. Because it basically looked like in Superman and the Man of Steel. Remember the cloud, the terraformers. I want the sky to open up. I want to see more.
One thing I do agree, and this is another bit of where the villain was right. He says a lot of people, they want to be the sheep. They want to have us feed them their planet. They don't want to work for it. They don't want to be there. That's conservatism. I'm sorry, but you have to wake up yourself. You have to realize that individualism, that is where it's at. The collective are in pods.
Well, yeah, we just want to put our head down, do what we want to do. As long as we get paid, we're comfortable, we're fine.
Not all.
You can do what you want, Not
all
of us.
Gang. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hanging out with us while we basically spoiled the out of this movie. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you've seen it and you disagree, let us know in the comments. But if you agreed, I love hearing how much I was right. I know how much.
There's still a lot of cool scenes in there that I haven't talked about.
It's nice when other people say it. Yeah, there's a lot to see that we haven't brought up. So let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to click like, share, and do all that kind of stuff. And as always, thank you very, very much for watching. And remember, stay extreme.
And Merry Christmas.